Epic Gaming Night is made possible by the support of patrons like you. Welcome to the Epic Gaming Night podcast, a podcast about the stories and relationships board games create. I'm your host, Roy Canny, and with me as always is Matt.
Hello.
And Rob.
Hello, everybody.
And we have a special guest with us today, Danny, the 3D printing DM. What's going on, man?
Hello. Thanks for having me.
You like the official title there?
Yeah.
Hey, you gave it to yourself, so.
I did, and I should expect it coming, but yes. There's so many more, so that's why.
What would you like us to call you?
Danny,
I heard Chris is available.
Chris. Chris, the 3D printing DM just doesn't sound as good. So it's got to be Danny.
It doesn't sound.
It's got to be the D3DD. There you go.
Boom.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure a lot of our listeners haven't necessarily checked out your channel or don't know much about what you do. So if you could tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do as far as like gaming and all that stuff goes, and your YouTube channel as well. Just hit us up with all your facts.
Sure. So my name's Danny. About a year ago, I started a YouTube channel called 3D Printed Tabletop. At the time, it was called DM Dojo, because I decided I wanted to I was working on all these projects for my 5e campaign that I was running with my players, and I had some friends that were like, Danny, you're really into this? And I was like, yeah, I am, but I'm not that good, not like the people I'm learning from on YouTube. And so I had just gotten a 3D printer pretty much, it was just a few months before. They're like, you should share what you're doing. And so I saw that there was kind of a lot of common questions, and there was a lot of misconceptions that I would see in like the different Facebook groups.
Yeah.
And so I made the YouTube channel to kind of answer some of those questions from somebody who came from the crafting world. And little by little, I just kind of kept working on the channel and kept doing different things. And, one thing led to another. And here we are today, kind of after the YouTube channel, I started a website where I could just kind of host a couple of profiles that I threw together with pretty much just collections of stuff that the community had found out at that point, and then that became kind of popular, and then other people started sharing their profiles, and then we made a Facebook group because I felt like YouTube wasn't working in order for us to be able to really connect with everybody else that was printing too for their games. And then eventually I decided that I wanted to add value to the community in a different way, and I decided I was going to work with some modelers in the community to make some unique dragons, and then we launched a Kickstarter that went really well.
That's awesome.
And we're still making dragons, because boy, when I started the Kickstarter, it was for 6 dragons, and by the end of it, we were at 20 dragons. And so, yeah, we were at 20 dragons and like 30 miniatures, which weren't on there at all, on top of a bunch of other scatter pieces and stuff. And we're over 50% done now at this point, but so probably within the next week or two we'll be like at 15 or 16 dragons that everybody will have, and I think everybody's kind of dragoned out.
Is there such a thing as being dragoned out?
So look, funny story, because when I did the Kickstarter, I limited it at 6 because I was like, dude, how many dragons are people gonna find in their games? And I pulled people. I was like, I pulled the backers. I was like,
yeah. Okay,
guys, so we're coming to this point now where we have more stretch goals that like I wasn't planning for. What do you guys want? You guys want more dragons? You guys want miniatures? You guys want dragon-related scatter? Like, what do you want? And everyone, like, it was like a 70-30, like, overturn. It was like more dragons. And I was like, well, more dragons it is. And that's how, like, again, it went from like 13 that I had expected, like, up to 20. And so
I think you should add a third word into your title, Danny the Dragon 3D printing DM.
What's the name of this Kickstarter again?
The name of the
Lost
Kickstarter
Dragons.
is it's called the Lost Dragons Kickstarter. I'm sorry for not mentioning it.
No, it's a problem. I'm gonna look
I'm
it up
not
right
the
now.
best marketer. I just
So I just started with 3D printing, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of my audience is not super familiar with 3D printing at all.
Sure.
Because majority of people that listen to this, they're into like tabletop games, but a lot of it is like board gaming stuff. And
Sure.
so I'm trying to come at it with the aspect of, hey, how can you use 3D printing with board game things and super interesting stuff like that. But a lot of our listeners do D&D, and we do a D&D podcast too and stuff like that. So we're all familiar with 5th edition and stuff as well. So,
Cool.
so that's all really super exciting stuff, man.
It is, and I'll tell you guys something. I named the channel 3D Printed Tabletop and not like 3D Printing DM or 3D Printing D&D or anything like that, because I don't have a lot of time to like explore as many games as you guys do, or say like the Dice Tower does, because to play a new board game, it's like a 2 or 3 hour endeavor. And if I'm playing D&D once a week or once every 2 weeks, and how difficult that can be to get your group together, like now we're talking about like substantial time commitment to just try a new game that everyone in your group might be like, it's just not that good, But then you got games like Gloomhaven and stuff that like people on Thingiverse even are like publishing stuff for, and like I was gonna print some like King of Tokyo like proxies for my friends who are really into that, like just like fun stuff like that. There's a lot more, but because I guess they don't have as big a fan base or as replayable of a game like as 5e, I guess you could say. I don't know if replayable is the right term, because like I play games all the time when I go over my friends' houses, and they're the same ones, but I guess the attachment to like characters and certain figures and stuff like you have in 5e, but
I like started like my gaming hobby like on role-playing games. So like I grew up playing, I didn't play D&D because my parents, but I played Gamma World, which is like post-apocalyptic D&D.
Yeah, dude.
So like super old school stuff. But the main thing about role-playing games is just finding a group that you can consistently get together with to actually play the game. And that's one of the things that's really hard to struggle to find,
Yeah, like my every time my wife will be like, oh, it'd be so nice to live in like this. She'll see like pictures online or something, or she'll see like a movie that's like in like a really nice part or something, and she'll be like, I would love to see what it's like to live there. She'll talk like that, and I'll just tell her like, dude, do you realize like what we have here? We have a gaming group that actually gets together weekly. I was like, that would be so hard to find, and she's like, shut up, come on. And she's super sweet about it. I say tongue in cheek, but like, dude, I know it's true. like it's absolutely true.
Well,
and not
even
just
when
that,
you have it, you gotta hold on tight because it might disappear.
I love my group, and like aside from being my group, they're like best friends of mine. So we, game night is more than just like D&D. Like it's catch up and be friends.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. But yeah, I guess I wanted to go into a little bit of what we've been playing. We do a like weekly segment here where we talk about the games that we played recently.
Sure.
Matt and Rob, I don't know if you guys have played anything recently, but
Nothing new. I mean, just a lot of kids games. Little kid games, Unicorn Glitter Luck. We have this fart game